Hello everyone and welcome back to Hello Vegan Bee. So it's nearly the end of the year and I'm still in shock about it. I feel like this whole year has just gone so fast, but so much has happened and there's so much to be grateful for. There's so much to learn. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here even though I'm in complete shock. By the way, I've just been filming another video for singing, hence the reason why I am looking very festive with my glitter and my bear hat. Don't mind me. I was watching this video on the YouTube channel S.M.A.R.T, and if you don't know who those are, then go check them out because they are really good. Like, the content is just amazing. The people on S.M.A.R.T, I'm not sure of the guy's name, he met this dude and it was this whole episode about this guy swapping lives with another guy from another country for like 24 hours or something, and then they never actually met, these two people, and they just swapped lives, and it was really cool. But this guy called himself a professional dreamer, and I think we should all be professional dreamers. And the reason I'm talking about him is because he said something that really stood out to me, and I just wanted to share it because I feel like it's a really insightful way of looking at life. There's something along the lines of this. People often get asked who they are, and people will say, oh, I'm a singer, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a teacher, I'm a whatever, professor. But really, that's not who you are, that's just what you do. And that really stood out to me. He said, what you are is human. He was just saying how you shouldn't define yourself by what you do. And I, for one, am someone who I have defined so much of who I am based on how much success I have through my actions, through my music. For example, if my music is not going well, then I feel like I, as a person, am a failure. And vice versa, when things are going great, I feel successful. But really, that's not life, and I feel like that's a very tainted view on how we see the world. We are just people. We are just energy and atoms and stardust. We are living this human experience, and what we do in between is our choice. There was no set of rules that says you have to make this much money, or have this many followers, or have this much success by this point, and that defines how much of a person you are, how well you're doing. I feel like that really stood out to me, and I'm really trying now, especially in this new year, to just define myself as a person living a human experience and just living my life like that, not feeling like I have to have any expectation on myself. Obviously having goals, which is what we're going to get onto, but just being a person and just allowing myself to be a person, not trying to be a superhuman that does all this stuff and has all of like this long list of things that I've done. We've got to break through that mold and that stereotype. Like, to be honest, I love the whole idea that you can be a boss and that you can have a hustle. Like, that is awesome. I love having loads to do, but from now I'm not defining myself by it. I want to be successful, but successful in the sense that I'm happy and I'm healthy, that I can enjoy little things in life, that I can live in the present, not that I have the latest phone or the nicest house or the biggest amount of land. I just feel like this is not the way that we should view ourselves and the way that we should value our success. So I have started this video with a huge introduction. With that in mind, and that being said, I want to talk about how we can set goals for the next year. I discovered something the other day, well, not discovered, I rediscovered something the other day, which I have been taught my entire life, and I have thought it's this useless technique, this kind of boring method of doing things, but I now disagree with that statement. When I was growing up, I used to have SMART goals drilled into my head all the time. Every single term, every single year, we would write out our SMART goals. not about life, obviously, not our goals towards life, but our goals towards what grade we'd want and what we'd like to achieve by this amount of time. Maybe it was like getting better at reading, or getting better at spelling, getting better at circles, theorems. Let's talk about SMART goals, because I realized you can actually incorporate it into your own life to have a successful life. And I'm really going to be putting this into a experiment this year to see if making SMART goals for my own personal goals actually works. And I feel like already it will. I'm going to talk to you today about SMART goals. Let's get into it. Every single letter in SMART goals stands for something. The S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for attainable, R stands for reason, and T stands for time. So let's just break that down a little bit. The S as in specific means that you have to make your goal detailed and exact. You have to make your goal super specific. For example, a bad example of a specific goal is I want to make lots of money because it doesn't tell you anything. How much money do you actually want to make? Do you have a specific amount that you want to make monthly? Do you have a specific amount that you want to make yearly? By you saying I want to make more money, it could just mean I want to make 10 quid over the whole year. For example, if you want to earn more money, if you want to make more money, then you could plan out exactly how much you want, when you want it by. You could set a strategy of how you're going to do it. So that's what the S means, to be super specific. The M, measurable, which means that you have to be able to measure your goal in the sense that you have to measure your progress. For example, take money again, start bookkeeping, start keeping tabs on your income, your outcome, the money that you have left over, and that way you'll be able to track your progress more. And that is the same with every single type of goal, really. So that could be about exercise, losing weight, money. For me, for example, I want to make videos every single week, and so for me to be able to do that, I have to track when I make videos, when I film videos, that kind of thing. Ultimately, the M in SMART is about getting organized. The A in SMART is attainable. I don't want anyone to take this as I don't think that your goals are attainable, because I really feel that if you put your mind to anything, then you can genuinely achieve it. The A in attainable, I really feel like, is about realistic goals. So, for example, I could never aim to be the President of the United States. For example, I'm a very English person, and it's just physically impossible. So that is not one of my goals for 2020, to say the least. Remember that this new year is a fresh start, so you can create anything that you want to. You can create any dreams, any ambitions. Make sure that you remove self-limiting beliefs, especially when thinking about attainability. The next letter is R, and that stands for reason. And this one's really important. You've got to know why you actually want this goal. What is the purpose? If it's just to become more popular, or to, I don't know, to please your parents, or do something like that, that's not a good reason to do something. You have to find your why you're passionate about doing something, why you're passionate about achieving this particular thing in 2020. Make sure that your goal is actually about you, and it's about fulfilling your purpose and making you a better and happier person. This is not about anyone else. This is purely about you. Finally, the last letter is T, and that stands for time. What is the time frame that you want to achieve your goal within? Obviously, we're talking 2020, so maybe your goal is to achieve whatever it is by the end of the year, but this could be for short-term goals as well, even like a week goal, you know, like you can set any kind of time frame. But I would say it's very important to actually make a time frame, because otherwise these things can just go on and on and on. When you have done all this, I would recommend writing all of this out on a piece of paper. Just write as much information as you can, and then when you've done that, consolidate it into a few sentences if you can. Cut it down to a really small amount of information. What I would recommend you do is write it very clearly and stick it somewhere where you are going to look at it every single day. Maybe on your bathroom mirror when you clean your teeth, you can look at your goal. And what that's going to do, it's going to retrain your brain to make decisions that are going to work towards that goal. Even subconsciously, you might not even know you're doing it, but you're going to be more inclined to work towards your goal. The other thing I'm going to be doing while thinking about my goals for 2020 and thinking about how I can achieve them is making a vision board. And some people make vision boards physically, and I think that's so cool. I personally don't really do that. I just don't really collect magazines, and I don't really have things that I can use to like stick onto paper, whatever. So what I do instead is I go onto Pinterest and I make a new board, and I make it private, so only I can see it and only I know about it. Well, now everyone who watches this video knows about it. I make a vision board on Pinterest and I start typing in things that consolidate what my goal might be. So for example, when I was thinking about starting this YouTube channel, I started looking at pictures of different camera gear, different settings that I can film in, different places, that kind of thing. At the moment, I just simply use my phone and a tiny tripod that I bought from like the 100 yen store. I have made this goal that if I can make a video every single week until April, then I'm gonna buy myself a nice camera. So that's one of my goals. I made the Pinterest board and I started adding things like that, like the cameras and whatever else. I've even got a vision board for like 5-10 years down the line, which has like loads of animals, like farm animals that I am gonna rescue in the future and stuff like that. You can go as far as you want with this. Have a little think about what you want to achieve by the end of the year. That's all I have for you, and I really hope that this video helped. I hope that you found it insightful and useful, and if you did, be sure to give me a like, a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can check me out at helloveganbee.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest at helloveganbee. So be sure to check me out, and if you liked this video, go check out my other videos. I make lots of videos about self-help, lifestyle, my life here in Japan, and veganism and healthy living. That being said, I'll see you next time.